35 years ago, a satellite was destroyed. Tonight, it woke up.
No one remembered the satellite anymore. But on a quiet night, it turned itself on.
In mission control, an alert flickered to life. A dead object was transmitting again.
Its ID matched a top-secret satellite destroyed 35 years ago. No one knew why. NASA assembled a silent recovery team. Their mission? Approach the ghost in orbit. The shuttle departed before dawn. No press, no records, only encrypted orders. In orbit, the satellite drifted like a corpse, yet its beacon pulsed like a heartbeat.
Commander Reyes tightened his grip on the controls. Something felt wrong, too alive.
The satellite's surface showed no damage. It looked freshly built. Reyes extended the robotic arm. The moment they touched it, the beacon went silent. Then, the stars themselves seemed to blink, as if something massive had opened its eyes. Inside the shuttle, silence thickened. Every instrument flatlined the moment the satellite went dark. Reyes ordered a manual connection. His voice shook as the tether locked onto the silent hull. The metal surface was warm, not like cold junk in space, but like something breathing. A faint signal reappeared. Not radio, something else. A pattern too complex for human language.
Navigation systems glitched. The shuttle's thrusters activated on their own, pulling them into a locked orbit.
In the darkness, the satellite unfolded a hidden panel. Something moved beneath its surface. Reyes whispered, "That's not human technology." No one argued. No one even breathed. A pulse shot through space. All their comms died instantly, as if swallowed by a silent storm. In the void, an enormous shadow began to appear. Something ancient was waking near orbit. Reyes felt a vibration in his chest. The signal wasn't just in their ears, it was inside them. The sound wasn't heard, it was felt. A low, frequent humming deep inside their bones. Suddenly, Lieutenant O'Neill convulsed. Her visor fogged as blood vessels pulsed beneath her skin.
Reyes tried to reach her, but she started whispering, repealing the signal's rhythm, word for word.
The satellite blinked again. This time, the stars flickered with it, as if synced to a heartbeat.
O'Neill's helmet cracked from inside. Her whispering stopped. Something else was breathing through her. Reyes yelled for a lockdown. The shuttle systems responded before him, sealing every door automatically. The satellite's tendrils reached out, slow, deliberate, wrapping the shuttle like a web around its prey.
Inside, air pressure dropped. It wasn't a malfunction. Something was draining the shuttle itself.
Reyes grabbed the override. But every control was dead. The ship now belonged to something else.
And then, O'Neill opened her eyes. They were no longer hers. O'Neill floated motionless. But when she spoke, the voice wasn't hers. It echoed like two overlapping worlds.
"It remembers," the voice said. And outside, the satellite pulsed brighter, like it had heard itself. Specialist Kane panicked. He aimed his plasma cutter at her, but the ship's gravity suddenly reversed. Metal groaned like a living beast. The shuttle's structure was bending, as if answering a silent command. Reyes tried to override navigation manually, but the system replied with a single message. O'Neill's body twisted unnaturally. She stared at them with something that had watched stars die. Kane fired. The cutter beam missed her but sliced a wall, revealing a hidden layer of alien metal. Reyes froze. This wasn't their shuttle anymore. It had been rebuilt around something ancient. A sudden signal struck their helmets. Not sound, but memories. None of them were human. Reyes realized the truth. They hadn't found the satellite. It had been waiting for them. The shuttle shook violently. Outside, the satellite opened like a flower made of metal and hunger. Kane screamed as a tendril pierced the hull. It didn't break metal. It melted through like butter.
Reyes sealed the bulkhead, trapping the writhing tendril. But it began to mimic his voice perfectly.
O'Neill drifted toward them, not walking, not floating. The ship seemed to carry her forward.
"It's already inside," she whispered.
Reyes grabbed the emergency beacon. It was old, analog, untouched by whatever had infected the ship.
Kane overrode the manual thrusters. If they couldn't escape, they'd crash it into the satellite.
But the ship fought back. The walls rippled like muscle, absorbing every command as if it were alive. The beacon flared. For a moment, the alien signal cracked, its perfect harmony fractured into static. Reyes saw it then, deep inside the satellite, a shape moving. It wasn't a machine. It was watching.
The beacon's static tore through the signal. O'Neill screamed, not as human, but as something ancient.
Reyes lunged, forcing the beacon against the console. Sparks burst. The alien voice stuttered, glitching.
Kane aimed the shuttle at the satellite's core. "If it's alive," he said, "we kill it."
Tendrils slammed the hull, twisting like serpents. The ship screamed as metal and bone became one.
Reyes yelled coordinates through the static. Mission control never answered. The beacon was their only voice.
O'Neill's body lifted into the air. A black halo formed behind her, like a door opening. From that rift, a wave of alien static burst forward, ripping through their minds like knives. Kane screamed, his body convulsing under the alien pulse. Reyes gripped the beacon tighter. It held them in place. For a heartbeat, the stars outside shifted. The satellite shuddered. The entity had felt fear.
Reyes realized something. The beacon wasn't hurting it. It was waking something bigger.
The stars twisted like liquid. A colossal shadow emerged behind the satellite, dwarfing Earth itself. Reyes stared, frozen. The satellite wasn't the monster. It was just the lock. And the door was opening.
The rift behind O'Neill expanded. Her body bent backward unnaturally, as if something pulled her through.
Kane reached for her hand. But the second he touched her, half his arm simply vanished.
Outside, the massive shadow extended a tendril toward Earth. The planet's orbit trembled.
Reyes activated the beacon again. But now, it didn't fight the signal. It synchronized with it. His mind flooded with visions, civilizations erased, stars swallowed, entire species forgotten like ash.
And in that vision, a single word burned into his skull. A name.
Not human. The beacon began to overload, light searing the cabin. The entity turned. It had noticed him.
Every star blinked out. The universe held its breath. And Reyes whispered the word back to it.
The name he spoke wasn't human. It echoed through the void, and the entity froze. A voice answered, not in sound, but through every atom in his skull. It remembered him. The entity wasn't invading. It was returning. Humanity had locked it away long before remembering itself. Reyes saw Earth in the distance. It looked so small now. Too small for what was coming. The beacon trembled violently. It wasn't a weapon. It was a key, and it had unlocked the wrong door.
We can't win. We can't win. We don't have to.
He overloaded the beacon's core. A surge of blinding energy burst outward, swallowing the orbit.
The entity roared without sound. For a heartbeat, the stars shattered. then stitched themselves back together.
From Earth, astronomers saw a single flash above orbit. No one knew it erased a god.
And far beyond the stars, something else answered the name Reyes spoke.